You guys should listen to the new Deftones album.
Oh
I
yeah.
know you may not be a big, huge Deftones fan, but goddamn,
I'm
that
not
was
at
good.
all. I can't do his singing.
No? Okay.
No.
I've been listening to the hell out of that.
It's really good.
It's damn good.
I don't know. Maybe.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
The band Wilma put their album out. It's not very long. It's like 7
Oh, you
songs.
sent that to us the other day. Yeah, I gotta listen to that too.
It's good. I mean, you already know half the songs pretty much, but
What's the deal with that band? What's
they're just some North Carolina young dudes. My ex neighbor, his daughter is friends with one of the guys in the band.
okay?
So
They
he
love
showed them
Tool.
to me. But
Yeah.
they're very. No, I think they're very like old Soundgarden in their sound.
I'll check out the new one for sure.
I think I think a couple of their brothers. Two of them. It's a 3-piece. I think 2 of them are brothers.
Okay.
But it's really good. And if you listen to the 3 songs already, I think it's like 7 songs of the album. So you've heard almost half of it already.
Okay.
But it's almost an EP, I guess.
I haven't listened yet, but there's a new acoustic Stone Temple Pilots album out,
Oh, that's cool.
and their last album was very good. So
I didn't know they could still do that because the guy's dead.
now they got a new singer, and he's very good.
I'm glad we got to see them.
Yeah, me
Years
too.
ago,
I saw him a couple times.
I only saw them at the
the Patriots.
The
Rolling Rock thing.
Rolling Rock thing. Yeah.
Oh, you weren't at the Patriots
Man, they
ever
were
show?
good. What's that?
No,
weren't at
just you and I think too.
Oh, okay.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
Really good.
Dad, they were fucking great live. I saw. Do you remember what was the band Talk Show?
Mm-hmm.
I saw them open for the Foo Fighters. I think.
Man, that's a band I've never seen live that I would love to see live.
Foo Fighters.
You never saw the
yeah.
Foo Fighters?
No, I haven't to this day.
I haven't
I've never
either.
seen one.
I think I saw them twice. I don't.
Neither have I, and I never will.
You never will.
You probably don't like them.
I mean, they're fine.
Would be my
I
guess.
enjoy hearing them, but I'm not going to spend their nosebleeds for them these days would be what, 75,
Well,
100.
it's not their fault.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
It wasn't that much. I saw them at I think Nation. It wasn't that expensive.
Oh man, that must have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, every now and then they'll do these. I mean, I'm sure when you saw them, it was.
Well, I'm sure they play Anthem now if they're in the area. I mean, if shows could ever happen again.
Yeah.
But
Is that the name of that place where we saw 311? Eric, is that? Did you go to those shows?
I went to the Nation show 311. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a. It's not even as big as the Bayou was. I mean, it was.
well, Nation was huge.
No, the place I'm thinking of.
Nation wasn't that big. I think it was a little bigger than 930 Club.
I don't think it had 2 levels even.
It had a balcony. Yeah.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, it did. Because
So
that's
it's
where I saw. That's where I watched 311 from. I was on the balcony.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Dave Grohl has part ownership in the anthem. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That's like a bigger venue in DC, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It is now. It is.
I would love
When
to go
Dave
there.
first saw it, when Seth showed it to him the very first time, Dave walked down and just like, "You've got an arena," and it's like a mini arena. It's
Wow.
like what
awesome.
what Seth's vision was for it, and it's kind of crazy that when you think about it, the 930 Club as a venue is bigger than virtually everything else, size wise, and then that the guy who owns that creates this other thing, which is kind of half of an arena.
I just have one
And then, of
question.
course, COVID-19 comes around and fucks everything to hell.
Who the fuck is Seth?
The owner of IMP, the owner of 930 Club.
Oh, okay.
I think he owns Merriweather.
Oh. He's rich.
He's he's rich, but he started
He makes over $400,000 a year. You're saying.
probably. But I mean, when he first started, he was owning the 930 Club on F Street.
that 930
when he started shit off, he was not exactly a multi-millionaire. He was definitely never broke, but
The 930 Club. The actual 930 Club. Okay.
He was the guy who started the original 930 Club and then moved it when he figured.
Where you had to pay some dude $20 just to not steal
Watch your car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's time out. You needed to do that at Nation too.
Yeah.
I mean, that was flat out in Southeast, or Southwest. Yeah, Southeast.
Okay. We saw 311 at Nation too, right, Eric?
Yeah, that was the show where I locked my keys in my car.
No.
Yeah.
I think you saw them there 3 times. You went to a back-to-back night with them, and then a couple years later they came again. It was like 98.
Yeah, I did. I saw them back to back. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
then they came there again in like 98, I think.
But
and I
when
went
you
to that
lost your
show.
keys in the car, that was later. That was after.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think you saw them in like 95.
I think you were in
You saw 'em.
Utah back.
Yeah, I was. I think you saw. Yeah, I was in Utah when you went to that
Which
first Nation show.
forbids 311.
It was my first 311 show was in Utah, actually. First time I ever saw.
Oh, they let him in for the first time.
Their massive
very
sex orgies.
So progressive of that state.
The beginning of basketball, when they say, and then the Jazz moved to Utah, where they don't allow music.
Don't allow Jeff.
I can't wait for this. You're gonna love it.
When did you first fall in love with metal?
I went to this record store and I was going to get the new Journey album, and there was like an older kid there, and he's like, "Don't get that, man, get this." And he gave me the Ozzy Osbourne Blizzard of Oz.
Yeah.
Where else can these kids go where they come somewhere and they all feel a sense of, this is our thing,
Let me tell you something about Slayer fans. They look like the extras from Lord of the Rings. They came out of nowhere, under the ground.
The passion and the darkness. The evil of the music.
You know what marriage is like? Marriage is like you ever go to a concert and you see a mosh pit and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go get in that mosh pit. But then once you get in it, you're like, oof, I do not want to be in this mosh pit.
Who'd win in a wrestling match, Lemmy or God?
Lemmy.
God. Wrong, dickhead. Trick question. Lemmy is God.
So that's fitting.
Yes.
Lemmy is God.
Oh, yeah. I thought that about like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And forgot to mention it.
That was
No,
so
he
weird.
said it. Yeah. Yeah. Lemmy is God. And we're talking about Lemmy on this episode.
It might as well be. For me.
Yeah.
Well,
Dead.
What?
Another dead artist,
God.
yes. 3rd episode in a
We're
row.
talking about this episode. Oh, I meant this 3rd episode.
So many. We've been talking about dead, awesome songwriters. So what, like 2, 3, I don't remember how long ago. We're talking about Eddie Van Halen's death. Phil Lynott,
Yeah.
obviously a great songwriter, dead.
And now let's talk about another dead bass player.
Another dead bass player, songwriter.
Singer, songwriter.
Well, this is Somewhere in Time podcast, in case you didn't know. In case you clicked on your Somewhere in Time podcast and we're expecting something else. Sorry to disappoint. This is Somewhere in Time podcast.
I'm not sorry to disappoint you. You made a better decision.
Yes,
It was a hand of fate.
that's right. This is not a podcast about the Christopher Reeves movies from 1981 or whatever.
Although now that you mention it, it kind of is. So, welcome.
You're going to be surprised by the content.
Welcome,
Start
nerds.
going. So, somewheretimepodcast.com. Go there. All of our episodes are streaming there. Links to our YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff.
And you can contact us on there
That's right.
and leave feedback or assorted ideas you may have for
Yeah,
future episodes.
Yes. And speaking of feedback,
Or you could post nudes.
Whatever you want, really.
Please. Especially dudes.
The book.
speaking of feedback, I've been trying to put more stuff on social media saying, hey, these are the albums we're going to talk about in the coming weeks. What do you guys think of these albums? What are some interesting tidbits that you have about these albums?
The only
Here's
way
what I
I've gotten people to reply is to tag them.
Tag them. Yeah, I need to.
I mean, you have to be kind of obnoxious. And I always say, I'm sorry if I tagged you in error. Feel free to ignore. But look, we need help.
Don't be sorry. Hey,
It's kind of funny.
fact, I would like people to record their shit. Not just
They're not going
type it in. Record that shit. Say what you want to say about an album, and we'll fucking play it up here. And
Yeah, it's very easy. And I can rip audio from videos. You can.
we're not gonna
send me-
do shit
however
on
you
you.
want.
We
And
wanna hear
please.
we want to hear what you think.
Be as vulgar as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're not worried about that.
You can
We're
read it
not
like Jar Jar
safe
Binks
for
if you
work
want.
at all. No, well, I want to hear what people think. Like if
Me too.
If we're covering an album that people think is a piece of shit, fucking let us hear it.
Yeah.
Maybe we're wrong. If we're covering whatever, like,
Well, if the internet's good for one thing, it's definitely that, telling people what you think,
They're wrong.
hiding behind your keyboard and bashing people. So go ahead.
I don't care. I don't.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
opinion
It's
is-
pretty rare that we're ever going to run into an album that sucks that bad. I mean, let's face it. The last few
But our
episodes
opinions
we've
are
done.
Our opinions are a bunch of bullshit as anybody else's. So
True, very true.
Sure, fucking tell us if you think we're stupid. Like, I don't care.
Well, Joe, you're stupid, but that's beside the point.
Well, Keith has us we're idiots all the time, so
Yes, yes, I do.
that's nothing new.
Keith
Because you're an idiot. But I don't know. For me, like so much of this stuff being the let's face it, the punk tangent of the show. So many of the albums that we listen to are
I
from
think the word
bands
is
that.
tangent.
Okay, my dick in your mouth. Because you like it there. One way or another. So many of the bands that, the albums that we're listening to, even the bands that we've, done recently, are stuff that I never ended up even listening at all to. Motorhead is actually one of those as well. It's one of those bands like AC/DC that, you knew its material. I even saw it. Well, actually, no, I didn't see them live. I heard them live because I saw when they opened for Aerosmith, fucking Maiden and Dio in 2003. We raced up there into Maryland, getting off work, pulled into the parking lot, and we're pretty much sprinting to the front gate to try and get in there as fast as we could. Yeah, exactly. I mean, so I heard them play, but I didn't see.
Yeah.
And as soon as we got in there,
Sucks.
we saw like the last song. So it was bullshit. And then Dio came on. It was so fucking.
Why were they opening for Dio?
Probably because they. I mean, I was thinking about that, but then again, it's Lemmy. Lemmy is the heaviest drinker of all of metal, so most likely he's probably like, "All right, let's go rock. All right, now we're done. Time to get wasted."
Easy paycheck.
Yeah.
And then out came "Look Out."
Yeah. Oh God, I remember just sitting there that entire thing, just like throwing beers back, like motherfucker. Why the hell? Who the fuck did this to me? You fucking bastards. I was so angry. But one way or another. So Motorhead, I never really listened to that much. Now, of course, we're doing Ace of Spades. And Ace of Spades, the song, how many other metal tunes are this iconic? I mean, it's...
Not many.
I know. We gotta temper this, Keith. This I know. I get what you're saying. This is a big thing, right?
Yeah,
Well, should we
my dick in your
start with
mouth.
that?
Yeah, that's right.
No, I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just saying, like, there is, I think,
My dick in your mouth.
there's the album Ace of Spades, and then there's the song Ace of Spades. So I want to get into that. I don't want to blow it up right away.
Should we start with something else, or do we want to play Ace of Spades?
No, play Ace of Spades. For
Well,
Christ's
fucking
fucking
play it.
sake. Yeah.
It kicks the album off, right?
And play the entire fucking thing.
Oh, it's like 2.5 minutes.
Copyright and shit.
Yeah.
If you like to gamble, I tell you how you land. You win some, lose some, they do the same to me.
Why do I suddenly feel like it's 2:52 a.m. on a Saturday night?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the Bangers Balls?
Yes.
Yep.
Really late. They'd always play this video so late at night.
This was like the Confusion Fusion of the end of your mixtape. It was like,
Yeah.
they were like, oh, we have 3 minutes left. Put that on.
Except this song is awesome and Confusion Fusion isn't.
Well, the different subject, but yeah, I get you. Yeah, you're right.
This wasn't the first Motorhead song we heard, though. At least Eric and I. I don't like to that, Eric. No, it was. Remember?
Everybody fucking knows this song.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
So,
But remember
how
that,
do you how do we want? We probably should have done this in pre-production. How do we want to like
split up this album. Let's face it. I mean, we're talking about this entire album. I see what you're saying, Joe, because this song pretty much makes this entire album an A, even though so much of the rest of this album is like a little bit of AC/DC filler, you know? You can't really remember where the song's in.
I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you guys think, because I think maybe Eric is with me on this, but I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. So what do we want to do? Like, do we want to just pick somebody and like you say what you want to say, or what?
Yeah, why don't we do it with everybody?
All right. We'll start with Eric with a K.
Keith seems quite...
He's not here.
Keith seems quite ready to talk about this. Keith, go for it, man.
I mean, what more needs to be said? I mean, it's fucking Motorhead playing... I mean, and that's another thing. You know, as stated, Motorhead was one of those bands that I was aware of, but didn't get into.
Well, aware of as like when high school or what?
Yeah, in high school, you know, people had the T-shirts. I saw that. I don't know when I first heard this song. I know my friend of mine in the band Spitfires United covered it all the freaking time.
Covered the song?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, and let's face it, you know, if somebody's going to cover a Motorhead song, is it ever... I mean, this is one of those songs, as much as we complain about, say, you know, Foxy Lady and The Boys Are Back in Town and you know, Break On Through to the Other Side by the Doors, I don't know if this song can be overplayed. You know, I mean, every single freaking time I hear it, it definitely, I mean, let's face it, Motorhead's never going to get as much airtime as any of those other bands. Right. They never really, you know, reached that level. But I mean, let's face it, they're a fucking metal band. You know, most of that other stuff isn't metal per se. But still, this song, like, holy shit. Like, if this song became, you know, how Headbangers Ball ended every single show, I'd be standing up, you know, moshing in place every single time, because this is just awesome. It is the song. The rest of this album could suck, and I'd still be like, this song is an A. This album is an A. But and I would definitely say there's some of this album isn't great, but oh my god, I mean, fucking We Are the Road Crew.
So are we gonna say? Can we stipulate that maybe Ace of Spades is the quintessential Motorhead song?
Yes.
Like if
oh,
you
absolutely.
had a song, I think so too.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
I guess it is. It's definitely overplayed, but I guess it is.
Yeah, it may not be their best
That
song.
overplayed, but I think it is.
No,
I think if you had to pick one song to sum up Motorhead,
Yeah,
like Ace
I mean
of
that's
Spades,
the one.
It's
Yeah.
fair,
Yeah,
right?
sure. Yeah,
That's true.
So
it is.
okay.
I mean, but then when you're looking at the rest of this album, We Are the Road Crew.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, God, fucking damn it. The chase is better than the catch,
Awesome.
which pretty much sums up Lemmy as a person, I think. You know, I mean, that guy, I still like, you think about the stories and how, like, you know, nobody has had more sex than Wilt Chamberlain. And number 2 overall in the history of humanity is Lemmy. It's like, holy shit, how the fuck? I mean, that guy is an ugly motherfucker, but, you know, hey, women love, maybe he had a really large penis or something.
Well, I mean, we don't know what he was.
Well, I'm curious to hear what Tim said our first introduction to this band was, because I don't remember.
Well, remember.
Wait, Tim. Before I'm going to cut you off.
Fine.
Let's no disrespect. Let's reset, because we generally do a like. This is the band members.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
All right.
So I'm going to let, and I appreciate what Keith chimed in on, but I think Eric, you should, if you want, do that and get us centered.
All right,
to our album of the week.
Yes, this is band members. Obviously, Lemmy Kilmister on
Ian Kilmister.
Ian Lemmy Kilmister on vocals, bass, and backing vocal. Why did I say backing vocals on Emergency? Anyway, Fast Eddie Clark on guitar, and Filthy Animal Taylor on drums. And
Tim
this album
is gone. What happened?
This album was
I was looking
produced...
for. No, go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay.
Let's start over.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
This album was produced by Vic Chairman Maley.
This sounds made up.
Maile. Maile. Producer and engineer. So I'm going to let Tim go because I do want to hear this. I don't know what this introduction was. And then he can tell what he thinks of the album. And then I'll say what I think of the album.
Oh, okay. So remember before Headbangers Ball, there was something called I think it was called Hard 30.
Yes, I do remember that actually.
They played, it was in like 86.
So old.
Yeah, and they played Iron Fist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we did not like it.
What?
Did not like, it was like, well, this is like the very first introduction to like metal and rock and everything we were getting into. And there was like this guy, this ugly guy with warts, and he's like, Devils of Iron Fist. And we're like, what is now?
That weird thing on the side of his face.
Yeah, like this.
Oh
no,
my God.
Didn't like. It's like this is not that band is terrible. That's like the worst band. Horrible.
Man, I bet women would never even have sex with that guy.
But Jeff Wells, he comes up every now and then on this show.
Yeah.
He had there's an album called No Remorse, which is kind of like a best of, and I borrowed that album. It's like, well, I'll check it out. And it had, of course, an Ace of Spades and all the big.
Was it a record or a tape?
It was a record.
Good.
Which I have over here because I bought it recently. But that I ended up liking a lot. It became like the album I played if I was going on like a long road trip. I would just play because it was a long album because it was a double.
Wait,
album.
you had a record player in your car?
No, I put it on tape.
Oh, okay. All right.
I recorded it to tape.
I thought you had an awesome car.
No, I didn't have a car. It was actually in my brother's car. So we would listen to it on road trips.
He had a big car, probably.
He had a truck.
I had a record player hat that I used to walk around with.
So anyway.
Sombrero. They record.
So, yeah, Motorhead, there's a lot of nostalgia involved with Motorhead because of that. It was one of the first bands I got into.
Good.
And it's that thing where you don't like it at first and then you start to like it and you're like, I really like this. It's almost like Voivod where you're like, this sucks. Actually, this is really good. Actually, I love this.
I didn't have that impression with him, but okay. I get that.
Yeah.
From where you're coming from.
Yeah. So, and this lineup I like a lot. I like Fast Eddie Clarke's soloing. He has this really kind of smooth style that I really like his solos. Filthy Animal Taylor's drumming is weird. Like in Ace of Spades, he's doing weird hi-hat stuff just randomly. He's going,
that's a hi-hat motherfucker, right?
Yeah, and then like these just weird drum beats. You're like, what is he doing? It's super weird.
He just misses the snare intentionally.
Yeah,
every so often.
Yeah, you're like, what is happening there? Yeah, and you're like,
is that a time change? No, you just hit the snare.
He just didn't hit it.
Okay,
like, why?
I don't think he was really considered to be that great of a drummer. And
I think he needed to rest his arm is why he did.
Yeah, he's probably not. I mean, he's fine. He's Motorhead,
exactly.
They were loud and noisy.
They were kind of more of a punk metal band.
Yeah,
he's not Motorhead. He's Motorhead.
And their stuff always sounds really loud, even if it's just like on a record. It still sounds loud. Like God, that had to be so loud just being there.
Tim, I'd love to hear your when the change came from Filthy Animal to
the other guy,
Mickey D.
Mickey D. Yeah. Mickey D. He's in the Scorpions now, I think. So
when did that happen? What was that year?
That was
91.
It was right after.
No,
it was right after he.
91 was still.
Mickey D was with. Mickey D was in.
He was
fucking.
Wait a minute. 91's a big year for them.
King Diamond.
That was still Filthy Animal, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Should have been like 93.
It was mid 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of when I stopped. I mean,
yeah, they sort of veered off a little bit. Like they just became like, it's Motorhead, it's fine, but it's not standing out as much as the older stuff was.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think everything from like 79 to like 80, well actually 91. That whole
1916.
Yeah, all that stuff's great. And this album, I mean, it's got a couple of clunkers, but it's a classic. I mean, it's got so many good songs.
That's what I want to get into. Like,
yeah, there's some clunkers here and there, but overall, it's fucking great. And it's probably because there's a lot of nostalgia attached to just the sound of Motorhead and this classic lineup, and hearing it going, I love this, just the sound of this, I love it. So, but yeah, I mean, like Love Me Like a Reptile is kind of Jailbait, the lyrics are so disturbing almost.
I don't want to hold that against them. So let me interject. All right. And I will admit up front, I'm not
sober.
That.
No, I'm okay there, but as far as Motorhead goes, I mean, I love Motorhead, but I'm not a huge I'm not a diehard with their catalog.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was trying to listen to not just this album over and over, but stuff around it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing when I went to this album, because obviously everybody knows Ace of Spades, so it starts off Ace of Spades, and then it's kind of like
Right.
I was not blown away, and I'm like, I think this album is kind of my personal opinion was it's kind of living off the reputation of the one song, which is their biggest hit, and there's other good songs on the album too, but I don't think the production is super great for them, and so I went back and I listened to is it Bomber that came out before, I think, right?
Yeah, Bomber's great.
I was like, man, I fucking like this album better.
I think Bomber is probably better overall. Yeah.
And then I went to Iron Fist, and I'm like, oh, I definitely fucking like this album better.
That album's
Jesus
awesome
Christ. Because what's the album before has Stone Dead Forever,
mm-hmm.
which is one of my favorite Overkill songs. And then Iron Fist, I was like, holy fuck, this sounds great. So that's another issue with Ace of Spades is the production it sounds like they recorded in a barn or something. It does not sound good.
It's a Motorhead though.
I know, I get that, but but they have albums that sound good.
They do. I know. I give them a little bit of a pass when things are a little rough because it's.
I think. So what I'm basically getting at is that I think that this album it lives on its legacy because of the title track, because that's their biggest song, and I don't think that the album is worthy of these great accolades that it gets. They have some good songs on the album too, the chase is better than the catch, right?
Yeah.
And that's a great song.
Yeah.
We Are the Road Crew. Those are great songs, but I don't think this album.
The Hammer.
I was fucking disappointed, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
I was a little bit too.
Huh.
Okay.
I'm kind of with Joey.
I thought Eric might have felt the same way, so I'm glad to get some back. Because I kind of felt like a douche feeling this way. I'm like,
yeah, me too. I kind of got that feeling like I feel like I should like this more than I do.
Yeah, I think it's I think it precedes its own worth with the title track, because that song is fucking obviously great.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think they back it up that well.
So my thoughts, I kind of agree with you. I don't think there's a song on the album where I was like, this song sucks.
Right.
I don't think there's a bad song on the album, but I do think there's kind of like what Keith was saying earlier. There's a little bit of sameness there. There's a little bit of that AC/DC sneaking in there where it's like, yeah, this sounds like that other song. Like it's kind of got the same feel. And
did the last one end?
there's a formula they have with their songs sometimes that's just kind of like, yep, that's Motorhead song.
And I don't think it exists on the albums around it.
And that's what I need to find out. I didn't get a chance to dig into all their other stuff either, so I want to go back and listen to
around it is so much better.
Yeah.
Overall, as albums.
And I agree with you about the production,
songwriting. It's just
I was surprised that some songs you can hardly even hear Lemmy's bass. Like Lemmy is the guy in this band. Lemmy's bass should always be forefront, that hard, distorted bass that you hear in most of their songs, and it's not like Ace of Spades. Of course, you hear it, but there's other songs where, and they come and sneak in there here and there in other songs where it's just him on bass. But overall, I was expecting a much more bass-heavy album.
I think that's more the producer's fault, though.
It is. Yeah, I would. Yeah, definitely. But that's kind of just one of the notes I took. I do feel like there were many times in this album where I was going, wow, Metallica loves this band.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, good Lord.
Yeah.
This could be a Metallica. Hey, look, this is another song Metallica cover.
Yeah.
Wait, have we played anything off this yet?
No, we're getting our thoughts out first, and then we'll kind of go.
All right,
I
was just wondering. Okay, I didn't think we did. But.
You played Ace of Spades.
No, I played Ace of Spades up front.
Yeah,
but
everyone.
So now we're going to play a little more of Ace of Spades.
I mean, We Are the Road Crew. I would play that, obviously.
We Are the Road Crew.
Well,
great song.
Yeah,
and The Hammer's a good song.
Yeah.
Well, what I want is Please Don't Touch. That, like, towards the end there with the, I think is it the girl from Girl School?
Is that on this album?
They did a Motorhead and Girl School did a split.
Yeah, they did, but that...
I don't know if, that's the whole thing. Who does the vocals on Please Don't Touch?
That's not on this album, though, is it?
I don't think it is.
It's the second to last song. No. What they did was, that's the whole thing. A woman is doing backing vocals on Please Don't Touch, and I love it. And I love that song. And as it turns out, that's a cover from some band called Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. The original song came out in 1959. And,
well, he was way into,
Well, he was like
age.
23 at that time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was way into like BB King and like old blues stuff.
Yeah, but that's the one thing. Like I love that song, hearing it, and I started looking up, for the ones that I thought were cool. I'm like, all right, let me take a look at this song, and I find out that this thing's from fucking 1959. I didn't write any specifics as to time frames as to what to play, but please play a little of Please Don't Touch. If you could find something that's got the dual vocals with him and the woman, that would be.
I'll play it, but I don't know what.
I thought that was part of the extra.
Maybe I've got the extra. I don't. What the fuck am I?
I'm looking it up.
I think that's part of the bonus.
All right, fine. Fuck you, shitheads. I've listened to the bonus shit. But I let's see here. Ace of Spades. I don't know. I mean, my version, which I got from a certain person who that drummer from Metallica hates. Please Don't Touch an Emergency were the last two songs in the album.
Huh, that's weird.
Oh yeah, those are bonus tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, I can play it. I have it. I can play it. But
yeah, okay, do that because
Keith is gonna have a connection.
Gets up close, I just ain't got a word to say. Please don't touch, I shake so much. Please don't touch, I shake so much. Don't you touch me, baby, 'cause I'm shaking so much. Don't you touch me, baby, 'cause I'm shaking so much. I get so nervous when I see his eyes that shine. Baby, 'cause I'm shaking so much. He gets too close and the chill runs down my spine. Baby, 'cause I'm shaking so much. Please don't touch, I shake so much. Please don't touch, I shake.
all right. Yeah, I've never heard that song ever.
That was on No Remorse. That's where I know it from. That compilation.
It's only it's only an expanded version of it.
Well, yeah. You guys missed out. I thought that was one of, well, I mean, that's another thing. Like, as I've stated, there is a lot of bleed from song to song in this. The highlights being Ace of Spades, We Are the Road Crew, I'd say The Chase is Better Than the Catch. And I mean, I would honestly say like my second or third favorite would be Please Don't Touch. So
I don't
if that isn't included part of the album, that, definitely affects my overall.
I felt like when I listened to that, I thought I was listening. I thought it was like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes, yeah.
It's definitely strains for Motorhead, that song.
Oh,
Yeah,
so fast and loose.
Yeah, Motorhead. So we've been over these bands. Like 2 weeks ago was who?
Van Halen.
Van Halen didn't really fit into a metal rock thing. Thin Lizzy, I mean, I don't think they really fit in one or the other. But Motorhead too. Lemmy did not want to be categorized as metal.
No,
He thought they were a rock band. He thought they were.
Yeah,
they started in what, like 72 or something.
But he always thought, like, we're a rock band. We're just playing rock and roll music the way it's supposed to be played. He did not want to be associated into metal or thrash or anything like that. Obviously,
he's definitely
or punk even.
Yeah.
But people people that like you are going to like you regardless of what you want to be liked as. But it's just kind of cool that there's these bands that have kind of they have this big they've loomed large over like what we like, right? And
they surpass genre. You know, they're not just
they don't really fit into something.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, Motorhead's always been like not.
They're not thrash. They're not punk.
No,
but they're not rock and roll.
I would definitely say they're a metal band. You know,
but I think they're a metal band. Yeah.
Well, sure, but kind of by default, right? They're not really.
I mean, they don't sound like
metal.
Anybody.
They're not really. They're not. They're rock. They're kind of blues. They're metal. Their older stuff is very punk. It's very fast and fucking in your face. They don't really have a place, right? Do you think?
Yeah. Right? No, I agree with you.
Yeah, they're their own thing. Yeah.
But I think that attitude is what kind of people fell in love with too. Like Lemmy's just whole kind of attitude, and I know Metallica love that.
Oh
like they point to him. I mean, James points to him as like he's my guy. Like
no Metallica if there's no Motorhead.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, so
and, I mean the thrash movement in general, and that's
right.
So inspired by Motorhead.
Well, and like Joe was saying, they transcend the genres. Like you can say Metallica was hugely influenced by them, but so was Dave Grohl. So it was like a lot of alternative artists. Like they're it's not just metal guys that were influenced by them. It's and again, it's partly is that attitude. It's just a badass motherfucker on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and we should probably give some props to Lemmy. Like, just his presence as a human being.
He gave the best interviews.
Oh my god, so good.
The motherfucker, and we probably should have pulled up some like clips of shit that he said, but and maybe you can find that shit in post. But
yeah, sure.
He, God, a big ugly motherfucker, right?
Yes.
But
believe that is correct.
He can't sing a lick. Like he's just got gravel coming out of his voice box, and
he has.
I don't know.
He has some stuff where I don't want to shit on his voice.
Bouncing back to say Phil Lynott, I mean that guy. Holy crap! Was I blown away with really? I mean, he doesn't have an enormous range, but his tone, his delivery is right there. When it comes to fucking Lemmy, I mean,
look up. God Was Never on Your Side. Play that.
I know, I get it, but he had his. He's not a singer.
No, he's not. But he has. There is a little bit of.
He's a front man.
There's some vocal talent in there, though. That's sort of.
He's definitely He's definitely not. He's it's not Neil Turbin. He's not.
but then even Lemmy's bass playing, like when he's not just. Because the weird thing about Lemmy's bass, he's almost like a third rhythm guitar in a lot of their songs.
Yeah, for sure.
But a lot of the times he's actually
there's only two guitar players.
Well, no, they had two guitar players for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Oh.
Yeah, so he's kind of in between, like playing bass guitar and playing rhythm guitar, especially when he's got like a distorted sound going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's points on. I don't think it is showcased at all on the album we're discussing, Ace of Spades. But if you look at Iron Fist, like he has some great bass fills. Like he's like a super bass player on this. I had no idea he was that good on bass. Like I thought he was just basically a guitar player on bass. He's actually a bass player, which. I mean, shitty of me to not know that already. With his Rickenbacker, I can't imagine how much of an influence he was on Cliff Burton. He had to be.
Sure,
huge influence.
Definitely.
He was Jimi Hendrix's guitar tech, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, isn't that fucking weird?
With the distortion though, and the Rickenbacker, like obviously. So, I mean, the guy.
Yep.
The guy's fucking ridiculous, right?
Yeah. He's the man.
Yeah.
He's God.
That's right.
I heard that. I think, was it Dennis Leary that said that?
No. It's Airheads.
It was
Airheads?
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They sound the same.
The only song I didn't like on this album was Dance. I thought that was goofy.
Yeah, that was.
I like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll Bite the Bullet. That song, I'll play a little bit of that because I might have the heaviest riff on the album.
And they fuck up.
Hey, the bass better on this song.
Yeah.
We didn't play a lot of this song, did we?
Not yet, no.
I'll get to it.
I'm leaving here. No use crying in my bed. Enough's enough. Believe it's true. Bite the bullet. I'm leaving you.
He's leaving her.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good song.
I want to get in the car and drive when I hear that. Fast.
And they pull up the song list.
The Chase is better than the Catch. You guys were talking about that song.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There's a really
Great
cool breakdown on this song.
Let me hear ya. Let me hear ya. Let me hear ya. Let me hear ya. I can't hear ya. I can't hear ya.
Yeah, good stuff.
Those drums
shoot you in the back. But I love that he just starts off with Western movie.
Yeah, and the drums are really good in that song.
I mean, I love the song too.
Film film.
Western movie.
Like, this is what we're talking about now.
Subject: Western movie.
Say it. The original email. Bite the bullet. The hammer doesn't really change too.
Yep.
So there's nothing bad about this album, people.
Right.
No.
Well,
I just think that the albums around it are a little better.
I mean, you can't really say that's too surprising. I mean, this is an iconic band in and of itself. I mean,
I think the song itself, I think, raised the album up above maybe what it was worth. Does that make sense to you guys?
I get what you're saying. I'm still.
See, this is where we need feedback. I want to know what other people think. Like, I would love to hear what other artists think. Like, in their collection, is this one of their best, or is this kind of, aside from Ace of Spades, kind of the middle of the road? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, not that it means much, but this is their highest charting album in their career.
That's not surprising.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that song is
Yeah, I
huge.
know it's the song. Yeah.
The song is great. So I get that.
I assume they did better in England than they did.
Yeah, yeah, they did. This was also, I think, this was their first album actually released in America.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why was that only released in Germany?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
I mean, I bought it in America, but that was
How did
30
you
years
get it?
ago. It was just out. Like that, the album came out and I bought it. I had the CD behind me somewhere. It's over here somewhere. I don't know.
I tried to buy it on iTunes and
Couldn't do it. Yeah. I sent you a link to it.
Thank you.
Oh, Live to Win was another one of my favorites too, actually.
How was Burner not? That's one of their best songs, right?
Mm-hmm. That's straight up thrash song.
Have you heard that song, Keith?
Which one?
Burner.
Anyway.
Yeah, yes, because that's the whole thing. I've been listening to a lot of Motorhead lately. So
since the election,
this album came out in 2007. Is that right?
Which Burner?
Yeah.
No, it's like 93.
Okay, this must be a re-release.
Yeah.
I just found it on Spotify. It said 2007.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 93.
Yeah, I mean, this band has a lot of best ofs. So
this is Burner. As long as we're talking about it.
It's not.
Yeah, that's thrash.
That's thrash. Awesome.
How can you write a song like that and go, we're not metal?
Yeah. I mean, that's a thrash song.
I think he said that before.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not metal until 93, and then we're metal.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to,
I could say him. I could see him saying that like in 1978, but
right.
Once the 80s happened, it was kind of like, yeah, you know what?
Fast and Loose. I didn't play that yet. That's a good song. This has not that the term "no remorse" is you know. I'm not saying Metallica couldn't have found it somewhere.
Oh.
Fuck you, Lars.
That's all. I just wanted to play that because
Sounds rippy-offy to me.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
I mean, look, Metallica was listening to the hell of this band, so I'm sure little elements here and there snuck in.
Yeah. There's a band called Overkill. That
yeah. I mean, they're killed by death too. I mean, it's like how many bands got their band names from this band?
Yeah.
Yeah. True. We Are the Roku. We haven't played that yet. Let's play that.
We just started playing called God Was Never on Your Side. So.
Yeah, you should play some of that too.
Okay.
Another town, another place, another girl, another face, another truck, another race. I'm eating junk, feeling bad. Another night, I'm going mad. My woman's leaving, I feel sad. But I just love the life I lead. Another beer is what I need. Another gig, my ears bleed. We are the road crew. Another town I've left behind. Another dream completely blind. Another hotel I can't find. Another backstage must be you. Another tube of super glue. Another border to get through. I'm driving like a maniac. Driving way to hell and back. Another room, a case to pack. We are the road crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
did you want to hear a little bit of that God Was Never on Your Side?
Sure. It's a slow song, just in case.
Yeah, that's the one you were saying that kind of shows off his vocal talent.
Yeah, and the lyrics are great in that song. He's a good lyricist when he wants to be.
He mentions being an atheist way back, though.
If the stars
I think in
and the sun
probably 19. I think on Iron Fist. Here's a song that talks about that.
may the shackles be undone. May all the old words cease to rhyme. If the sky turn into stone, it will matter
He's definitely playing acoustic guitar in there, right? That's not a bass.
In the sky, hell does not wait for our downfall. Let the voice of reason shine. Let the pious vanish for all time. God traces him.
Yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm. It's funny you said he's got some good lyrics, but I think on just the album Ace of Spades,
I know where you're going with
deep
this.
lyrics.
Yeah, they're
probably not.
I mean, I'd say We Are the Road cool. I mean, the lyrics for that are cool as hell, but
yeah,
they're not all that meaningful. It's just about rock and roll lifestyle,
Yeah.
And just skip Jailbait altogether.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
It really is.
Love
that young stuff.
Yeah.
He was like 63 when this album came out.
He was always 63. He was born in 63.
Benjamin Lemmy.
I mean, the real question, though,
always 63.
When it comes to Lemmy, like, I know all of us have seen the picture. As soon as I start talking about it, you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. That picture where he was, I don't know what photographer did it, where he's got showing his kind of, he's unbuttoned his shirt, showing off kind of like a shoulder, and he's just kind of like doing this kind of sexy pose thing, and it's just like, oh my god!
Yeah. Doesn't he have like cut off shorts on that picture? Too?
I don't think so. I think he's got pants, but it's still, it's like, who the fuck? How did they convince Lemmy to do that?
He doesn't care. It's Lemmy.
Easy now, fuzzy little man Peach.
Yeah.
God.
Oh. Well,
I guess we have to do a grade.
No. We do. We should. Yes, we should.
This one's tough.
Yeah, you go ahead and start, because I mean,
I'm going to adjust mine to what you guys say.
Well,
I'll start if you want. I mean, I'll be honest. I'll give it a B-.
Oh,
I think it's a good album, but it's not like.
That's why I wanted to do B- too.
Yeah, it's good. It's just not
initially.
It's not a C, but it's not an A. It's not quite a B. So
I was let down. I thought having their biggest song as the title track of the album, I expected more.
Mm-hmm.
And the shit they have, the other stuff around it is better. So
well, I mean, but you shouldn't. I mean, just judge it by what it is. Don't compare the other stuff.
I am. I am. I just, if that was all it was, if there were one-hit wonder bands, like, it wouldn't have done it for me.
Well, that's kind of what my assessment is. It's like, I didn't listen to the other albums, so to me, it's B-.
Make an assessment.
A-. Sorry.
I couldn't agree with you more, Tim. Yeah. That's exactly, you took the words out of my mouth. I mean, maybe there are, every single song on this isn't Ace of Spades, but it's got some enormously incredible tracks. Mm-hmm. The other tracks aren't, the greatest thing I've ever heard, but they're still fucking solid. It makes me want to listen to this, band more, just as Joe's talking about. Yes. Everything else I've been listening to a ton of this band recently, and I have been enjoying virtually all of it. I cannot, sure, fuck it. Maybe the next album when we do another one, it'll be an A instead of an A-, but fucking A. I can't fathom I'm ever fucking going to be. I can't imagine these guys are ever going to get too many C+ out of me. So
no, yeah, A-. It's the classic lineup, the classic sound. The minus is really just for Jailbait. That's the minus.
There we go. Yeah,
that's right.
I second the opinion.
Yeah, that's really the only place where it drops for me. I mean, there's some stuff that's not as good, but overall, it's fucking Motorhead, and it's the classic lineup, and it's just, man, I love that band.
And
good.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
So who's dying next so we can talk about that?
Well, what other artists from 1980, are dead now that we can talk about next episode?
Man,
we'll figure it out. But yeah. Well, somemoretimepodcast.com. Remember, send us feedback. And all of our episodes are streaming there. We do have a YouTube as well. We've got episodes up there if you want to see our beautiful faces.
Wait, so it's what's the YouTube? How do you do that?
We have to have 100 subscribers in order to have a custom URL.
All right.
So
we probably want that, right?
We do want that.
We do.
All right. So what do the people need to do? They got to go on
to our website. Go to our website.
Oh, they go to our website.
Click. Oh, they can just go to YouTube and search Some More Time Podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they could do that.
Hey,
Either
people, go to YouTube and then what?
Just search for Some More Time Podcast.
One word?
No.
Oh,
like,
shit.
if you're searching for something in YouTube, you don't do all one word.
I don't know. I don't know.
You know, YouTube. You go to YouTube and you search for something.
So you do it separate words?
Yes.
Okay, good. So people, why are you doing that? Just do that, right?
And you don't have to just subscribe.
Motherfuckers.
Subscribe and get your friends to subscribe so we can get to 100 so we can have a custom URL so I can say.
I'm getting there.
Guys.
YouTube,
I'm like,
YouTube.com/
Eric, like, I'm getting there. Like, you're listening to this and you do that.
Yes.
And
hit the subscribe button down there.
And you're like, and it's free, which is great.
We're not doing it.
It's fucking free. You have to watch ads, but you have to do that anyway. That's not a big deal. So you subscribe, and then you tell your other people, and then better things happen with that site. And then you go back like a month later, and you're like, fuck! This is a fucking what? I love this. This is heavy metal, and I love it, and this is what I wanted. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better.
Yes.
You couldn't have. That's why I said it.
I know.
I got it. You don't have an umbrella.
I don't even know where that's from, but okay.
I know, but I got him. Oh, fuck. Crangus? Crangus McBasketball?
Crangus McBasketball? All right. See you guys.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Energy, aggression, power.
To sum it up, it's a
vulgar display of power.
We say things to people that mean something. I mean, in our own little way.
Ricky, quick, will you try to take my photos?
The human element of making music is what's most important. Singing into a microphone and learning to play an instrument, that's the most important thing.
You don't have an umbrella.